Yo, 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 it's Sam.
And Matt,
Today we're gonna be doing,
the news.
yeah, you know it, our top story, or the story I wrote first on my piece of paper. Paul McCartney gets his Pirates of the Caribbean poster.
Poster.
Yeah, that's it, just a poster.
Uh,
So,
I imagine it's what like a cameo in the film, like your man Keith Richards did, I guess.
yeah, they mentioned that in the article. So basically, it doesn't really say who is playing, but like, maybe it's like the new kid's father. He looks kind of. He don't look
Isn't
old.
isn't the new kid's father? Spoilers, but isn't the new kid's father Will Turner?
You know what? I don't know.
I think I
I
could
don't
be
know
wrong.
anymore.
I don't know either. I haven't seen the fourth one. I don't really know what's going on, but I think the idea is that he is Will Turner and Keira Knightley's kid.
Well, I think if I had to guess at the poor writing of the other films, I'd agree with you on that one.
Yeah,
So yeah. Um, well, it
that's
kind of it kind of looks a bit like Blackbeard kind of looked. He's got the kind of
who played
beard.
Blackbeard.
Ian
Zachary
Mc-
Bridges.
Ian McShane.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
So kind of that look about him. Our second story, the next episode of Arrow, Black Siren will be returning. Also, will Malcolm Merlin. Black Siren's returning to help Prometheus.
Okay.
Damn
I'm
it.
sure she'll turn on him in the end.
I don't know.
Guarantee you. I'm telling you, she is Catwoman.
Sad news. You know, it pained me. It broke my heart in two.
Oh, powerless. No.
I'm trying to think what other sad stories there are now to make you look foolish. There isn't any. Powerless got cancelled. and
What a shame.
and even though my extensive detective work, there is still no word. So on the last three episodes, so they are. Um,
They'll play them. They'll burn them off at
well,
some sort of weekend at some point
well, they
or
need to.
during the summer.
I need to see them. I need to see them.
No
It's
one else does,
annoying,
but
man.
they'll do it.
Dude, come on, man. Like,
What? Don't get your thing with this show. It was never good. It went from being awful to bang average.
yeah, at least not awful to dog excrement, but it's like you got all the big guest stars, and a huge
I'm
storyline,
sorry.
and a
I'm
huge
sorry.
storyline. Okay, one big guest star, another guest star, and a massive storyline for the finale, and you can it then. They should have just ran the last. I guarantee the last episode would have been one of the best TV episodes on TV.
That's ridiculous.
I
The fact that
liked.
those words even left your mouth are stupid.
Well, we don't know, do we? What
I
would
know.
happen in
I know.
what happens in the future when we see that finale and it turns out to be sick?
Dude, I've never seen that finale.
What, you're never gonna see it, no?
No.
Dude, we have to watch it
No, don't.
to review it.
You can review it and you can tell me what happened.
Yeah, but then you'll get gassed and want to watch it.
Probably not.
Next story. I'm welling up. Agents of Shield confirmed. You heard it here first.
Mm.
You definitely did. Agents of Shield has been renewed for season 5 finally, and that is not the only. Well, there's contrast here if we're talking about renewed. Well, there's a lot of renewals and a lot of season
Oh my god, spit it
confirmations.
out.
Well, that's been done for season 5. Gotham has been renewed. Those were the kind of two shows on the back burner. Like, I know Gotham's pulling in about maybe 4 million viewers.
Yeah, it's steady, but it's not the hit they wanted, is it?
Uh, no, I mean first season declined from like 40 million opener down to like 10, 11. But it
Yeah,
is season 3, so I mean, as long as it holds out, because it's dropping, it's at like Flash numbers now.
which is not good. I mean, the Flash is good for the CW, but it's not good for Fox.
Yeah, but if you're an advertiser, are you going to advertise on Gotham or the Flash?
Well, it depends on the demo, doesn't it? I mean, probably the Flash. More young people are watching it.
Okay. Um, Series order time. Krypton series order confirmed. So now
Mm.
finally we'll see that trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
I
it's in.
get. I need to see that trailer because I don't. I'm not convinced of what exactly this thing is going to be.
Well, it's interesting because, bizarrely enough, I don't know sci-fi's kind of thing. So, do they do the whole October thing, September October premiere date? Because in the first trailer we saw, there was no confirmation. It was just coming 2017. You know what I mean? So there's no actual confirmation of the date or anything like that. So does sci-fi kind of run with the same series order in the sense that
I think so.
everything premieres in September?
I think so. I can't. I haven't watched a sci-fi show since Battlestar, so I can't say for good. That was a long time ago now, so I don't know for sure. But I think they have the same standard release schedule as everyone else.
Yeah, I figure it'll probably have a confirmed date on it when they bring out their next trailer. Because I mean that came out like 3 weeks ago. I mean we're coming up to September now.
Oh,
Well, there's like what?
3 months,
Yeah, 3 4
three and a
months. So
bit.
I mean you'd expect them to actually put a date on there. Black Lightning from the CW, that's got a series order. So
Blimey.
will
How
that?
many is that now?
I don't.
Five, four,
Yeah,
five.
because there was rumours. This is quite funny now I think about it. Because
Oh,
there was a thing like confirmed like a couple years ago, like around the green lit of DC Legends of Tomorrow, that Hawk Girl was going to get her own show.
oh, don't tell me that.
So I mean, the fact that's kind of blew up in the face. So I think they always had the idea to bring another show, but they just couldn't quite put their finger on what it could be. And really, I mean, it's a African American superhero headliner. So I mean,
Yeah, I suppose it's something a bit different. And he's older and he's got a family,
mhm,
so yeah, at least it's something different. Also, I mean, they do run the risk of becoming the DC network at this point. I mean, they are owned by Warner Brothers, so they can do, well, partly anyway, so they can do what they want. And to be fair, I think they've got Riverdale, right? And I think I read somewhere they picked up, it's not Dallas. What's the other one?
Dynasty.
Dynasty. They picked
Oh,
up a reboot of Dynasty.
oh, why bother?
Dynasty, Dynasty, who knows? They're doing that. So, well, I mean, what I mean is, why bother? It's a soap opera, right? So it's kind of what the network's for. I guess they're going 50-50 now, like soap opera and comic book.
Hmm.
I guess Riverdale's kind of both.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Um, I think I think it'll bring in. Yeah, good. So there was another one, but I've lost it. No, I'm imagining things. Anya Taylor Joy and Maisie Williams
Yeah.
confirmed. We're confirming things left, right, and centre. That should
Been
just be.
rumoured for a while, isn't it? Maisie Williams is playing who? What, Wolfsbane?
Yeah.
And Magic is the other one, Colossus's sister. Whether she remains Colossus's sister in this one, probably not, I don't think.
Well, it's Fox.
Yeah, so they can get rid of it.
I
Well, yeah,
think. I
yeah,
think.
but they've changed characters' backgrounds and whatnot down the road. And Colossus is a weird one because like, is he the Russian dude in Deadpool? Is he the American or Canadian guy we've seen in the other movies? Who knows? You know, but
Yeah, I'll
is
pick
this
the Deadpool one.
probably? But then there's this continuity in X Men's all over the place. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, but what was the last film Colossus was in? I think.
Deadpool,
No, but like,
X Men,
Days of Future Past, wasn't it?
maybe I can't remember.
I
I think
remember
it
him.
was cut from Days of Future Past. I think.
I think I vaguely remember him getting battered in that one. Oh yeah, American Gods. That got renewed. That's why I was getting on my tangent with Shield and flipping thing that they've took ages, but really like 3 episodes in, American Gods has already got renewed for season 2. So yeah, I like it. That's good for us. We review it. In case you didn't know, any newcomers, we review it. Wonder Woman tracking 65 million thoughts.
Sounds pretty good to me. I mean, tracking's not reliable nowadays anyway, but
Well, advanced ticket sales, I think that's what they kind of work on now because a lot of people, I think it's like vaguely cheaper. So we should
Yeah.
do that when we go to cinema, but I don't want to be that guy.
Tracking's kind of all over the place. 65 minute, oh, that sounds about fine for an
Yeah,
opening weekend.
I,
That's about on a par with, I think, Captain America made roughly that. I think Doctor Strange made a bit more.
yeah, because
Maybe
I'm
so. It might be, and maybe it can push 80.
because I was thinking to myself, what it'd be like. You got to think all the DC EU film. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm gonna go see Ant-Man and Doctor Strange because I've seen all the other films, so maybe that'll be to the same effect. And I know a lot of women because I remember reading in the newspaper not so long ago that like an 80, like I swear she was like 93-year-old, and she was like, oh, I hope I don't die this year, and like I think she was talking to her granddaughter.
Hmm.
I mean, this story should be somewhere, so if I'm wrong about the age, confirm. And like the granddaughter was like, "Oh, why?" I don't think it was like that because that's a bit insensitive. Oh, why don't you want to die this year, grandmother? You know what I mean? Oh, my inheritance. But yeah, oh, why is that? And she goes, oh, because like the live action Wonder Woman film comes out this year, and I really, really want to see it.
Yeah,
So I
I
think there are a
suppose.
lot of people, a lot of feminists are gonna just go there and like, I think they'll be like, oh, female superhero, but I guarantee they end up ripping it. Guarantee they end up ripping it anyway.
Yeah, well, it's not the first female superhero movie. I don't know why people keep on saying it is. It's not. But I mean, it's the first one in a long time, and hopefully, I can say right now it'll be the best one
Oh
by a
yeah,
country mile. There's no way it can be as bad as Catwoman or Elektra or Supergirl. I, as far as the money goes, I feel like I said it might be a bit more than that, maybe 80, 85, something like that. But it's about right.
I'm just praying to God it's a hit. I'm telling you, the week that comes out, I'm gonna be looking on flipping the critics' reviews and stuff like that. If this is a bomb, I'm gonna go mad. I'm not gonna be happy. I mean, critically, I think it'll make money. So if you're a woman, I mean, if you're a guy, you're gonna watch it for obvious reasons, you damn dirty pigs. But if you're a woman, watch it anyway because it will be empowering.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, it will be. Who doesn't want to see like a? I wanna see a better people.
Well, the action looks good from the trailers.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what I mean.
I think Zack Snyder originally helped with the action,
Oh
which
god.
I say what you want about
As long as he didn't help
storytelling, yeah.
with the pacing and stuff like that. But yeah, in terms of
But
visual,
action-wise, dude's got it down, and it looks like, oh god, who's doing a movie? Lexi Alexander? No, that's not her. That was the Punisher. I guess whoever's doing it, looks
what
like
the
she's got a handle on it.
director?
Yeah,
So it's Patty Jenkins.
Patty Jenkins, that's it. Lexi Alexander, I think, the Punisher or something. But yeah, it looks like she's got that downbeat. So as long as the story can live up to it,
Yeah, we'll see if like a woman director, a female director, like because that was the whole thing. They wanted to have a female director, like female superhero. Whether that's like the icing on the cake, as if that's like that differentiates it and makes it better than if a guy did it.
I don't think it will make it better, but why
Like
not?
little subtle things that make you think, "Ooh, that's good."
I
I'm
suppose
looking. I'm looking out for stuff like that. You know what I
it
mean?
has something to do with the writing as well, doesn't it? But we'll see.
Uh, Ridley Scott is doing two Prometheus sequels, not four. So
Which makes sense.
his mouth's making checks his ass can't cash.
Yeah, I mean, do you really need four? And B, if we're being honest, dude's getting on. Though 4 movies, that's a lot of years, and cut it down, do two. Makes sense to me.
Because if the plan is to do four films,
You say four Prometheus sequels, and it's down to two. Is that two in addition to the new one? So he's doing Covenant, and then he's doing two sequels, or is he doing one sequel to Covenant? Is that a question you don't know the answer to?
okay, I'm gonna look at this logically because I think he's been bleating on about this for a while, and think he's like been doing Covenant for, he's been working on that for a while. So you
Yeah.
gotta think that two in addition to this.
Okay.
Yeah, I that's feasible, isn't it? So,
Yeah, and
do
depending on how it goes. I mean, I haven't seen the movie, so don't worry about spoilers or anything. I don't think it's even out yet, is it? Covenant. It must be out soon.
I think literally it comes out this week.
Okay, well,
News.
I'm guessing seeing as Michael Fassbender is such an important guy in the movie, and he's playing definitely one android that I know of. I think the other character he's playing is an android as well. So
Walter
feas
and uh,
David,
David. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So feasibly they can drag the story along a number of years as well, because he's the only one that really needs to continue, right? Whether the whoever the new Ripley is carries on as well, we'll see. But they can drag that on. So I'll be interested to see whether the sequels go past Alien and Aliens.
Well, yeah, because I think there should be a definitive ending. Because think, how many films? Right, you got Prometheus, Covenant, then about 5 Alien films. So just make
4.
four. So
Yeah,
just
Alien
make
versus Predator don't count.
just make like a 9 film anthology and then end it on that.
Yeah, 'cause the thing is though, it's
Two
like,
here, two there.
what do you do with Alien 3 and 4, which no one really likes? Some people have a thing with 3, whatever, but certainly no one holds them to the esteem they do the first two. And people have, I think Neil Blomkamp, who was going to completely do away with Alien 3 and 4 and just do a sequel to Aliens. So if you do catch up with that timeline, what do you do? Do you carry on from Aliens with Ripley and Hicks and presumably a grown up Newt? Or do you do Alien 4 and have the whole Ripley's dead and it's a clone thing and she's kind of part alien herself? You know, what do you do with that?
To be honest, what I would do is do 2 sequels, like 2 after Covenant to tie it in with the first film. Keep with if I was Ridley Scott, because if I was him, I'd know what I was doing. So sequel whatever films are the last 2 films, canon continuity for an ending, and then leave it at that. And then if like 20, 30 years, someone else wants to come along and then reboot it or whatever, do that. But let the guy finish his own anthology. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then anyone else who wants to come along and then mess about with it in the future, let them do their stuff. But let the guy have his own, because that's probably what I was thinking. It's like, I don't want this guy coming along and like picking what's canon and what's not. It's like, I've
Maybe,
got
yeah.
because he must have an idea in his head how he wants to kind of end it.
Yeah, because I found it interesting he went back to Aliens. 'Cause it's like he only did the first one. James Cameron did Aliens, and then he had nothing to do with 3 and 4 as well. So it's obviously something he felt strongly about doing. So he must have some sort of idea of where it's going. So we'll have to wait and see, I guess. Or how many years? Maybe 4 or 5 years till it wraps up, depending on how a couple it does, obviously.
Um, Wentworth Miller, Captain Cold returns for Infantino Street, the next episode of The Flash. So all you Wentworth Miller, Captain Cold fans, obviously Infantino being named after Carmine Infantino, who was an artist on the kind of Silver Age Flash stuff. Kind of did the cover for The Flash of Two Worlds.
Okay.
Judge Dredd TV series. Now, I'm going to admit it. I don't know that much. I watched the new Judge Dredd film. I know it's like, oh, you watch a new one. I think I've watched the old one.
But Stallone, I Am the Law, all that one.
Yeah, but I'm not really I've never read any of the comics.
Not read by. It's weird. It's weird being British, isn't it? I think a lot of people think like Judge Dredd is this big deal over it. It's not really. 2000 AD, whatever.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
People read comics over here. They're going to read the American ones, but I don't really know what network the show is going to be on. I don't know if they even have one. A lot of people love Dredd. I thought it was okay. I thought it was better than okay. I thought it was pretty good, but it's a bit like the Raid.
I think it would be a fit for Fox.
I don't know. I don't think. I think they want it to be gritty and brutal and sweary. So I think there's going to be
HBO.
Yeah, be like, well, they killed it on HBO, but something like HBO, yeah, like a HBO, like a Cinemax or something like that.
Ooh.
Skinemax, as they like to call it.
So what?
Skinemax, seriously. They used to do like softcore porn things on there, and now like their shows a lot of proper full on, but
Yeah,
pretty fun if you watch them.
yeah. Uh,
Banshee,
why do you always
Power
have to
Scene, you
do
know what
that?
I'm talking about.
The Gifted series order.
Is that the X-Men thing?
Yeah, for some reason I didn't write series order there. That's why I glazed over it. Duh. So yeah, that could be good.
Your man's in that, isn't he, from True Blood?
I've never seen True Blood.
Well, it's good for the first couple of seasons, but I only bring it up because I think he's married to Anna Paquin was in it. He was Rogue, and I think they're married.
Yeah. They met on that. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, like who anyone's meant to be in the show. Oh, no, I think
Blink's in it, isn't
Blink.
she?
Yeah, Blink's in it.
Blink's in
character.
it. Polaris is in it. And
Okay.
apart from that, not much word on like confirmation. Universal Monsters universe. There will be a Dr. Jekyll fight with Tom Cruise, his character. I forget his name.
The
In
Doctor Jack. Well, I don't think. Well, no, we
in the
do know his
Mummy.
name. They gave. Well, we maybe know his name. They gave him like a lame. I think it's a placeholder. I think it's probably going to be someone else. But it's interesting you say Doctor Jackal, not Mr.
Jekyll.
Hyde.
Um, no, maybe he ain't maybe that'll be after credits. Because I mean, if you got him in the film, you got to think in the after credits you're gonna have him develop a formula or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, or try it for the first time, and then you kind of see like a shadowy transformation, and it's like, oh, okay then.
Because that this whole idea for their own monster universe is intriguing.
It's
'Cause-
interesting because there's no confirmation on a solo Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde film. So it'd be interesting if he is after credits. You'd think if there was going to be an after credits setting up a film, it'll be one that's already kind of along the way, like the Wolfman, the Invisible Man, it'd probably be Van Helsing, because I know they're getting script writers in there now. So whether they're going to throw the kind of vampires in, and then off the back of that go into the kind of werewolf stuff. And
there are rumours that Tom Cruise might be some sort of Van Helsing descendant in the movie. Whether that pans out or not, we'll wait and see. Like I say, you don't cast Russell Crowe and not want him in a movie at some point. I mean, I know he was in Superman, whatever that was, but that's different. I think they probably will go for it, or at least they'll put him in someone else's movie.
It's interesting whether they're gonna have a kind of modern thing, because really you got to think,
Mummy's modern, I think, isn't it?
yeah, if they're going to bring it all into the modern thing, there's going to be different time eras, because you got the Bride of Frankenstein, you got Dracula, you got the Wolfman. They're kind of roundabout, really, but there is give and take in terms of the years and stuff like that. And with Dracula, you got to think this guy's like been around for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could have Dracula like from whatever BC or whatever turn up in like a mummy film because it's like immortal, but is that film going to be back in the day, or is it going to be in modern? And in terms of everything else, because you got to think the Frankenstein film, the Frankenstein monster, but not the actual Dr. Frankenstein. It'd have to be a descendant there in like another film, because you couldn't have him in there, because there ain't no talk of like immortality or anything like that in that film.
Like I said, the mummy's modern, and Dracula Untold been taken out a bit because it was a bomb, but that was originally meant to be the start of it. And I think the end of that movie, at least I read somewhere, the end of that movie was in the modern day as well. So it seems like they're trying to bring they could do like what was I thinking about, Captain America, where a certain character begins back in whatever time they're from. Like Cap was in World War II, and then you find a way to maneuver them into the future. The thing is, like, I think this is an interesting idea to go with. It's like, how many Dracula Untolds can you afford, though? How many because this isn't the first. I mean, this is the first time they've attempted to unite them all together outside of that film, whatever that was called. But it's like Wolfman. They tried to bring that back with Benicio del Toro a few years back. Bomb. Van Helsing. They tried to make a movie of. Bomb. They made countless Frankenstein movies down the years. Barely any of them have worked as well. So it's like, does this work nowadays?
The problem is, even if it's a critical success, how many people are gonna go watch it anyway? You know
Exactly.
what I
Because
mean?
for all these, and look, I want it to work. I don't want to sound like a complete negative Nancy, but it's like for most of these monster movies that we're holding up as legendary characters, which sure they are, but think about when they were most successful. Decades ago.
Yeah, when it was
No,
like,
no modern Dracula movie has been as successful as the Bela Lugosi ones. They had the ones with, and even the ones with what's his face? Oh God, Christopher Lee. Even they were years ago now. The Frankenstein, no Frankenstein's lived up to one for the 30s.
because I think it appealed to like mystery and stuff like that. Now stuff like that's like 10 a penny. You got
Yeah.
30, you got like 100-foot apes and flipping lizards that breathe fire, and you got all these superheroes and stuff like that, and abominations. Really,
How many vampires have we had? No,
exactly.
Dracula's still the number one cool vampire, absolutely, but really, there's been so many vampire things down here. Look, that thing on the CW only just ended. I mean, like Vampire Diaries, and before that it was Buffy, and there was True Blood, there's blah blah blah, and it's a lot. It needs to be updated. Whether they can do it or not, we'll see. I think the Mummy's a start. Look, the Mummy's probably the best example of one that worked in the modern day, relatively modern day anyway, with the Brendan Fraser ones.
Even those were kind of cruddy, really, but they still brought in fat
Yeah,
cash.
it was Indiana Jones light, wasn't it? But we'll see.
Really, for these films to work, you kind of you have to have people who are going to bring in money. You know, like Tom Cruise. People will go see a Tom Cruise film. Really, for this to properly work, you need every single role to be filled by The Rock. That's the only way they're going to bring in money. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Literally, you need people like The Rock, who people are going to be like, oh, we got to go see that film. You know what I mean? Tom Cruise is like brings in cash, but you need that for like every single main character. Because I've got to go see a Benicio del Toro Wolfman film.
don't remind me about that damn movie, please.
Moving away from that, Preacher 2, the second season of Preacher, the posters for that have been released, so check them out. The finale of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes out this week. David Harbour is pretty much, you know what I mean, thumbs up to reboot Hellboy, because I know
Uh,
Guillermo del Toro was like pretty much the third Hellboy's like dead. You know, they took too long, like production hell, and they
they
killed it off. So now, like,
they took too long, and also, Guillermo del Toro is a good director. Pan's Labyrinth's a damn good movie. If you haven't seen that, check it out. But it's like he was asking for like a $200 million or something, a budget. Like you would say, neither movie made that much money, and you're asking for that big? No way, man.
no, movie
So why
producer
not?
Matt.
Yeah, I think Mike Mignola, the guy who created the comics, involved with bringing it back. I think it was his idea.
We could have done a skit there where I was Guillermo del Toro and I asked you for the 200 million, and you're like,
We could,
nah, and then clasp your face.
we could do a skit where you try and pronounce his damn name properly.
Knock it off. Injustice 2 comes out this week, 16th.
Yeah.
All you video game fans, I don't care how the guy's name's produced. I'm ignorant.
Where am I?
I was trying to seem classy, and that's everything we have for the news.
What an ending.
I'm Sam,
I'm
and we'll see you in the next episode. One thing I can produce: Superhero Hub #1. Douchebag.